The sun had just begun its climb over the vast, rolling plains of ancient Mesopotamia. Dust rose in the light breeze, swaying the tall grasses and stirring the aroma of baked clay from nearby settlements. Somewhere in the distance, oxen grazed lazily while the distant hum of human voices filled the morning air. Among the people of these early villages, life was a mixture of routine and survival. Harsh, unrelenting, yet punctuated by moments of creativity. It was during one of those ordinary days that a spark of extraordinary invention quietly emerged, a revolution so profound that it would shape the destiny of humanity for millennia. And yet, to the eyes of the first humans who glimpsed it, it was simply a curious idea, a strange shape, something that might help them move heavy things without straining their bodies. This was the story of the first wheel. Imagine a craftsman sitting near the banks of the Tigris River, watching logs float downstream. He notices how smoothly the round shapes glide over the water, rolling and turning with an ease that defies the heavy weight of the timber. He thinks, perhaps out loud, if this could move on land like it moves in water, the seed of curiosity is planted. It is often said that necessity is the mother of invention, but in the case of the wheel, imagination may have played just as significant a role. For centuries, humans had been transporting goods the same way, carrying them by hand, dragging them over dirt paths, or balancing them on sleds made of wood. The work was grueling, exhausting, and inefficient. Every day, people lifted, pulled, and struggled to move heavy objects. Trade and agriculture were limited by the sheer difficulty of transport. And yet, humans are nothing if not ingenious. The first wheel began as a response to this fundamental human problem: how to move things with less effort. Archaeologists believe the earliest wheels were initially used for pottery, not transportation. Imagine a clay workshop in Mesopotamia around 3500 BCE. A potter sits, shaping clay with his hands, forming vessels that will hold water, grain, and oil. But shaping clay by hand is slow and inconsistent. One day, the potter places the clay on a rotating platform made from a simple circular disc, spinning it carefully as he molds it into perfect symmetry. The first wheel, a potter's wheel, was born. It wasn't meant for transport yet. It was meant for creation, for precision, and for solving a daily problem. And yet, once humans saw the potential of a round, rotating object, the idea of using it for moving things naturally followed. The leap from pottery to transport was revolutionary. Early vehicles were simple: logs or discs placed under heavy loads to allow them to roll more easily. Perhaps the first attempt was crude: a slab of wood placed under a pile of grain, nudged forward by a farmer's hands. But even this small innovation changed the way humans interacted with the physical world. The first true wheels for transport appear in the archaeological record around 3500 BCE in Mesopotamia. These were solid wooden discs, carefully shaped, with an axle inserted through the center. Imagine the awe of the first people who saw a heavy load glide effortlessly along the ground. Their eyes would have widened in disbelief. What had once required 10 people now required only 2. The world, suddenly, was bigger, more reachable, and more conquerable. Transport transformed society. Farmers could move grain to markets farther away. Builders could carry heavier stones to construct temples, walls, and homes. Traders could exchange goods across distances previously unimaginable. The wheel enabled humans to dream bigger, to expand their territories, and to build civilizations that were no longer confined to the immediate surroundings. Early wheels were simple and heavy. Crafted from solid planks joined together, they were durable but difficult to move over rough terrain. Humans learned quickly that balance and alignment were critical. Wheels had to rotate smoothly, and the axle had to support weight without breaking. Trial and error shaped every early invention. It is fascinating to imagine the countless failed attempts: logs that splintered, loads that toppled, axles that cracked. Each failure taught a lesson, and each success propelled human ingenuity forward. The wheel's invention was not just technological, it was cultural. It required cooperation, observation, and shared knowledge. One person might discover a solution, but it was through the exchange of ideas that the wheel's design improved. Communities worked together to transport materials, build better vehicles, and refine techniques. In this sense, the wheel became more than a tool, it was a symbol of human collaboration and ingenuity. Consider the impact on trade. Before wheels, humans were limited to what they could carry. Trade networks were small, fragile, and slow. Once wheels were integrated into carts and wagons, distances expanded dramatically. The movement of food, textiles, and other goods accelerated cultural exchange, spreading ideas, styles, and technologies across regions. Civilizations that mastered the wheel first could dominate trade routes, grow cities, and wield power in ways unimaginable to their neighbors. The wheel also influenced warfare. Chariots, one of humanity's earliest war machines, relied entirely on this invention. The speed and mobility provided by wheeled vehicles transformed battles, allowing armies to travel farther, strike faster, and dominate opponents. What began as a simple pottery tool or log for moving grain became a weapon of strategy and power. The wheel, in this sense, is one of the most consequential inventions in history. It shaped both life and death, creation and destruction. Every aspect of human life evolved alongside the wheel. Agriculture expanded because carts and wagons allowed farmers to transport surplus grain. Cities grew larger because construction materials could be moved efficiently. Cultural exchange flourished because traders could cross rivers, valleys, and plains with ease. Even art and religion were affected, as wheels appeared in pottery designs, ceremonial objects, and symbolic representations of life cycles. Archaeologists uncover these ancient wheels with awe. The remains of early carts, wooden discs, and axles tell stories of problem-solving, imagination, and perseverance. Imagine a team of researchers brushing away centuries of dirt from a charred axle, piecing together a 5,000-year-old cart. Each splintered plank, each groove, each mark is a window into the lives of the humans who crafted and relied on these objects. Through the wheel, we connect with the hands, minds, and spirits of our distant ancestors. The invention of the wheel also reveals something profound about human nature. It demonstrates the ability to see the unseen, to imagine a solution not present in the natural world and then make it real. The wheel embodies curiosity, experimentation, and persistence. It is a reminder that human progress is rarely linear. It is messy, trial-laden, and shaped by countless hands over generations. One of the most fascinating aspects is how quickly humans recognized the wheel's potential beyond immediate needs. Once the concept existed, applications multiplied. Pottery, transport, warfare, trade, and even toys. Humans adapted the wheel for every aspect of life. It was not merely a tool, it was a framework for innovation, a physical representation of human foresight and problem-solving. The story of the first wheel also teaches patience. Early humans did not invent the wheel overnight. It emerged from centuries of observation, experimentation, and incremental improvement. Logs became discs, discs became wheeled carts, and carts eventually became chariots. Each step built upon the last, illustrating that human progress is cumulative, a series of small innovations leading to monumental change. Imagine a young child centuries ago, watching an older sibling push a loaded cart across the dirt road. The child sees the wheels turning, marvels at the ease of movement, and begins to understand possibilities that were unimaginable before. Perhaps the child dreams of creating a faster, stronger, or larger wheel, or a cart that can carry more goods. This cycle of observation, learning, and imagination has fueled human creativity for millennia, and it all began with the simple circle of a wooden disc. Fire, stone tools, and the wheel. These three inventions together mark the milestones of human ingenuity. Fire provided warmth and protection, stone tools allowed manipulation of the physical world, and the wheel enabled mobility, trade, and expansion. The discovery of the first wheel may seem simple in retrospect, but at the moment of its creation, it must have been nothing short of miraculous. Today, wheels are everywhere. Bicycles, cars, trains, airplanes, and countless machines depend on their principle. Yet, every time we see a spinning tire, a turning cog, or a rolling cart, we are witnessing the echo of that first ancient disc crafted by human hands thousands of years ago. Each rotation carries history, innovation, and the enduring spirit of curiosity that defines humanity. And in the end, the story of the first wheel is not only about technology. It is about vision, the courage to see a problem, imagine a solution, and act on it. It is about resilience, the patience to learn from failure, the determination to persist, and the wisdom to improve with every attempt. It is about connection, the realization that what one human discovers can be shared, built upon, and celebrated by generations yet to come. The wheel reminds us that humanity's greatest achievements often begin with a simple idea. A circle of wood, a thought in someone's mind, and the determination to make life easier, better, and more expansive. That simple invention rolled quietly into history and transformed it forever.